Our first segment tonight is with reporter Ed Wink.
I know that name from radio, and he's also a writer. He's been involved with Nouveau magazine before, and he's part of our Boomer TV family, and he's going to introduce us to Mayor Joe Hogsett.
Well, first of all, Mr. Mayor, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. From Rushville originally, is that correct?
Born and raised.
Okay. What was it like growing up there in the 60s and 70s?
It was a wonderful place to grow up. After leaving high school, though, and completing my college and law school education, really, Indianapolis has been my home for the last nearly 40 years.
You said that you felt that every politician should lose a race, even their first one, or at least one anyway along the way. Why is that?
Well, somewhere along the way, I think it's always healthy that those who are in elected leadership are reminded that we are much better served as a community, as a state, and frankly, as a country, if they're willing to look beyond the next election and to make judgments and to make decisions, even if it puts their political career at risk. And I think, frankly, if more of our elected leaders understood that lesson, they would probably make decisions based on the long-term benefit of our communities and of our state than the short-term benefit of how they would appear in the next election.
It's compliment time. You're 61?
Yep.
I guess it's the new 40. What's the regimen?
Yeah,
you like dancing, you like running.
Yeah, I'm not sure it is the new 40. But, you know, I do try to stay very exercised and fit for both mind and body. The dancing is really nothing more than a manifestation of my lack of rhythm, combined with, frankly, I think when you are out in the public and they see you willing to open yourself up and maybe make a little fun of yourself,
yeah, okay.
I think it humanizes you, and it causes people to say, well, he's not so full of himself as he's, you know, he's willing to, you know, laugh at himself.
As was evidenced in the campaign with the sneaker. Did you hang on to the ancient sneakers?
I still have.
I
still have the sneakers. In fact, Victor Oladipo, who many sports talk radio figures in the community today are saying there's a new mayor in town.
Yes.
And his name is Victor Oladipo.
Yes.
He and I just recently teamed up on a public service announcement to promote the It's My City initiative, which is a effort to clean, green, and beautify our city. And we're out on a basketball court, which doesn't surprise you, trying to promote a clean Indianapolis, and I'm wearing the old sneakers that I've had for 40 years.
The city's got a couple issues that have made headlines. Infrastructure is one, violent crime is the other. Can you give us some indication of where we stand on those fronts right now?
I think that in both instances, we are beginning to see progress being made. I think that in the public safety side of the challenge, our increase in the number of police officers, which will allow us to go back to community-based, beat-oriented policing, I think will make a difference in the violent crime rate that the city has experienced over the last 10 years. And in terms of infrastructure, I do think that we're making prudent investments. We never have enough money to make everything right all at once. But I do think that over the next 3 to 4 years, we do have a committed plan in place that will improve the quality of our highways and byways so that people can drive to work in the morning and not have to avoid potholes. When you are charged with the responsibility of improving your community, at the end of the day, you have to get things done. If you don't, you hear about it when you pull in your driveway. Now, the truth is, I don't want to say that local government is self-regulating, but in many respects, the immediacy of the people you serve and their willingness to share with you their concerns kind of makes your response time much quicker.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for the time.
Certainly,
I really
Ed.
appreciate it. For Boomer TV, I'm Ed Wank.